Hello, hello, hello. How are you all tonight? Hey, Miss Coffee, how you doing? How are you, Miss Coffee? Good to see you. You all tonight. Tonight I actually came on because I had something on my mind from a previous live that we had touched on before, and then I kind of like want to go back to it today. Miss Coffee, it's good to see you. I hope you're feeling amazing. I seen a couple of little things going on this week, and I, I see you, boo. I see you. So, we just gonna skip around that. We'll talk about that out now. And those of y'all for tonight, y'all gonna have to. Oh, forgive me. Sorry about that. Hey, Tasha speaks. If y'all see, hey, if y'all see anything in my nose, it is not a booger. It is not a booger. I have Vicks in my nose because, like, you know, watching these little kids and everything be having the they be having the little extra germs and everything, and then now they done, then they want to be all over you and stuff, and now you got all the little cooties and everything. But how all of y'all doing tonight? It is good to be here with you all. Today actually I came on because, well, last night we was on here, and usually like I try to stick around for a good 30 minutes or whatever, but I really wasn't feeling it yesterday. But I had to stay true to myself. And plus, when I first came on here last night, y'all know somebody joined my panel, but then they hurry up and jump down, and they was driving at the time. So it's like, let me go and see what was going on here. But anyways, okay, we back again tonight. So what? Not the last time that we was on here, but the time before then, I had brought up a situation where we had talked about it. uh, Cookies and collard greens. All right, then we gonna have to get that started, but we gotta first get some more growing before we do that, cause the collard greens that we got out there right now, I don't like the way they look. So, but I'm just gonna go straight on into it because and we're gonna see how long we're gonna be on here. But one of the lives I did before then, y'all know I was having one of the lives where I vented. And we had got to one part of um if you see what they look like, girl face, then you'll know. So we just gonna skip. Hey, Silky Black, how you doing tonight? Uh, and again, I'm gonna say, y'all, you ain't got no business all up in my nose anyways, but if you see anything in my nose, it's just Vicks Vapor Rub. You know, I'm trying to stay unstuff. But yeah, they looking ugly, girl face. I've already replanted some more or whatever, so I just let them kind of hang around and give them to the chickens. But okay, the other night I was on here, and one of the things that was brought up is a relationship between me and my sister. I don't know. I don't know. Silky Black. I guess, cause I tried like StreamYard doing something else different or whatever, and I do feel like I'm like really, really close to the screen, and I only want to lean on my desk, but I can, I guess. So let me back up some from, let me back up some from the screen. I'm used to being like right there, but the other way is not so. But anyways, y'all, um, one of the conversations was it was talking about me and my sister seem like we're really close or whatever. Um and then one of the comments that I had made, I said that it made it really hard to be close as we were growing up. We got close later on in life. But one of the things that I don't know, like why I'm like um but anyways, one of the things was, okay, it said that it seemed like me and my sister was really close, and I answered back with some things, and I said that we actually were not in the beginning. It was like I was forced to take care of her. But anyways, what happened today to bring me back to this conversation again? It was, I went back and somebody, usually when somebody comments up under one of my older videos or whatever that talk about some things that I've been trying to work through in my life or whatever, then it, it take you back down it just a little bit, thinking about it. So I read one of the comments today, and one of the comments was that this girl out here dragging, what did she say? I should have wrote the comment down anyways, but somebody was in my comment and they said that I'm out here basically like exposing my mom or something like that. So I thought about today, how can we could we as grown-ups, hey Nisi, how can we as people that had different traumas and stuff happen to us, how do you come out and talk about the things that you need to talk about? And I'll say the reason why I come out and talk about these things is because the reason I come out and talk about these things is because I think about there's other people that's out here in the world that's raising kids, and then they don't there is nobody to say or to counteract the things that they do, and they think everything that you do is like the a good thing. So George Dewberry, we ain't nobody in here talking about cutting no hair right about now. Why would you come and ask for a haircut right about now? But anyways, I don't know why I did that, but minor distraction. But anywho, and even though y'all that I get distracted sometimes, I quickly get back there and somebody tell me, child, this where you was at, whatever. But we ain't even got into it yet. But anyways, basically when I read what the comment had said, it was basically like, to me, the comment spoke to me. And again, I said I should have wrote it down. The comment spoke to me. And I'm going to tell y'all what the story is in just a minute. And y'all, if I'm too close to the screen, I'll try something else, but it is what it is tonight. One of the things was this is what the story was that I was talking about, right? Okay. So when I was 15, and this is the story that I'm telling. I don't mind repeating it, but if you want to hear the whole story, you have to go back and see it for yourself. But in the story, in point blank period, this is what my page was made about, was me getting into talking about things that happened to me when I was younger and everything, and how like to work through them. Because if you grow up in any of those type situations like that, you got to figure out how you make it through it with your kids without the same things happening to them. Is a struggle all on its own. But anyways, what I did was I told the story about when I was 15. I had just given birth. I think my baby may have been probably about 2 to 3 weeks old at the time. But anyways, it was like some tag like situation going on between me and my sister. My mom thought I slapped her, and that's not what happened. But in that situation, some things happened to. She was holding my mom was holding my baby at the time. A situation happened with the baby. Like I said, if you want to hear about the whole story, you have to go back in, and it's a shame I can't even tell you what the name of the story is. But I will post it. I will tag it up under this video later on after I finish with the video. I'll put it up under here. But some things happened with my sister, and then from there I ended up getting my head put through a wall and a whole bunch of other stuff. But anyways, when I tell some of these stories and everything, and the first thing that I did was right, Nisi. It was in some of it was in some it's there's a lot of things that's in my earlier videos. But in my video, up under my video, I see that there's a couple people that is like, I'm airing my mom out. And you can just hear the way that I speak and everything about this situation. I'm not on here like telling the stories as if I'm angry, because I'm not angry about it. I'm just telling the story because I'm telling the story because I knew that when all of this, what I did learn after all of these different situations and things happened to me, and trust and believe, when a parent is not good to their kids in the way that they do, those ones that really, really are trying or some kind of way, they come through and they redeem themselves with their grandkids, because my kids don't, the mom that I knew, my grandkids don't know that person. And no, I'm not bashing my mom, but I have to tell the truth about what things were when we were coming up, because I feel like that's the only way you can tell anybody else about straightening up situations, if you can talk about some of the stories and stuff that happened to me. So then it's like, how when you've grown up in traumatic situations, where is there a cap on you being able to tell? And to be honest with you, when you have stories like this, even if you told everything for the rest of your life, if you feel like you told everything, there's always something else that can come up. Somebody can come and talk about a situation and can dig everything, a whole nother situation up that you had totally forgot about. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that part a little bit, about as soon as you start talking about a parent, the parent is the one that's responsible for raising their kids. And I mean, if you fail at it and you make mistakes at it, and most parents, I would like to think, are not like failures, because all of us, every single one of us is going to make some mistakes. It ain't gonna be no perfect parent out here, but we understand what we talking about when we're talking about these kinds of mistakes. So, and I feel like there's always like this battle of, like, when you're coming out to talk about this, that people are always saying, oh, you shouldn't tell on your mama. I told y'all, I hate that saying. What go on in this house, ain't nobody else's business. Don't talk about the business that go on in this house and everything. And you always find out that those people that are saying stuff like that, what go on in this house, then it's always something going on that should not be going on there, in my opinion, in my experience. So I feel like people always remember the part about, and look at that, look at me. I know I ain't even finna read your comment just yet, because I'm finna finish saying what I was saying before I read it. We always talk as when we are growing up. And I still believe in that, because I still remain to be very, very respectful. Honor thy mother and thy father. You was told that over and over and over again. I don't know how many times that I've been told that in my life before. And all that time that I was growing up, I never knew that there was another part to that scripture. And this is the part what people don't like to hear. And I'm telling you, I told y'all, I ain't no Bible scholar over here. I say cuss words and everything, but I do believe in definitely a higher power, and I believe in doing the right thing to the best of my ability. Do I get it right all the time? Absolutely not. And I ain't trying to be perfect over here, but we talk about some things over here. But there's another part to that scripture that I know about, and it's also the part that says, parents, do not anger your children. And there are times that, because when I tell one story, it always connects to another part of the story. So on that day, um for a long time I have dealt with, because people not knowing what the story was, it was always, girl, I've been condemned to go to hell for almost half of my life. And I felt like thinking about this story today was like, this the thing. Thinking about this was like the one thing that gave me relief today. Because on that day, it was like all the situations that's put in front of your face. And I'm telling y'all, I love my mom. Um, and I figured out that it had to be some stuff that happened to her, because those things are like taught to you. But it's a whole story. You go back in my old things, you can see it. But um after after what I went through on that day, what I saw with my own eyes, and what happened to me on that day, I feel like I didn't have a choice but to fight back. And there was a fear inside of me to fight back, but it was just like something that I could not resist. But after that situation happened, there was a couple of people in my family. Girl, you going to hell. You going to hell, you hit your mama back. So forever and a day, you waiting on the payday to come back. Because somebody done condemned you. Absolutely. It's passed. It is definitely something that's passed down. So forever and a day, it's like you waiting, because you trust and you believe. And I've also believed like that stuff is like used against you. Like you don't beat anybody with nothing like that. But after your baby, your brand new baby, no matter how old you is, if you give birth to a baby, you become a mama. Um, and I'm not even gonna make no excuse. I'm not gonna give no explanation. If you don't go back and see the video, then you won't know what all happened on that day. But on that day, me and my mom got in a fist fight, and my ended up with my head through a wall. Um, and all of this came up because somebody said you and your sister seem like y'all grew up really close, and that didn't happen. I had a lot of resentment towards my sister, um, because I was forced to like be her parent or whatever. But as I talk about my stories and stuff like that, I realized that there was a lot of girls that was around me that looked like they was happy. And I'm pretty sure I looked like I was happy. But this one lady reminded me one day, I was walking down the hall and she said, "Hey," she said, "why every time I see you, you walk with your head down?" And I just shrugged my shoulders and I told her, "I don't know. I just always look at the ground." And she said, "Well, the next time I see you, I want to see you walking with your head up. The only reason you should be walking with your head down is if you looking for money on the ground." She said, "Now, if you tell me you looking for some money down there, then um, that'll be all right." And I was like 9 years old then, but ain't nobody know what I was going through um in those times. And that was, I mean, just the craziest of time. But anyways, that's where I was going. I don't want to get too far behind in the comments. Your stories have inspired me. Okay. I can't even with the way I got this here screen set up tonight. Okay. Your stories have inspired me with my life. Not the same story, but I have issues with my mom because she is a narcissist. Our relationship has been toxic. Tasha speaks for a very long time. Me and my mom's relationship stayed toxic. It's almost as if she was playing a game with me, as like you to stand up for yourself or something. There was times she made it very very hard for me, and like she didn't believe anything I said. And I got in trouble for everything you can think about under the sun. I was one of those kids. I grew up and I felt like I was hated. I really did. But I almost felt like I was pushed to a place like to defend myself. It's like I could, like when you get to one of those points where I just can't take it anymore. I can't do it anymore. And it's almost like it's something in you still fighting back to not do it, but also at the same time you feel like you need to defend yourself. So but to even think about that today and think about just like it was some other things that I had read like I read part of Proverbs, like one part of it seemed like it was beating you up, and then the next part of it felt like it was feeding everything in you. So it was like finish it out when you go and finish it. Then there's more to it than what it's saying. But y'all all know I know all of y'all done been heard before. Um respect your mother and respect your father, and I absolutely believe in all of that. I've raised 14 children. Ain't no way in hell that I don't believe in children don't owe they parents respect and everything. But it does work both ways. You have to give and you have to take. Both ways. Hey Angel, how you doing tonight? I'm thankful God loves us unconditionally, even when our parents don't have the capability to love us sometimes. Absolutely. It's like I could very much choose to and again too, one of the reasons another reason why the people in the comments was saying, one of the people was in the comments was saying what they said is that it ain't right that I'm airing my mom out and she's not here to defend herself. Well, I can't do anything about those things. And then at the if when you grow up in like those times, it's like a certain age you get to. Also, too, my mom passed away when I was 23, 24 years old. So when you go through those things like that, a lot of times you ain't ready to face any of those things. Yes, me and my mom had some conversations and everything, but at that time I had done already moved out and went on my own, and I know she was in a place of like reconciliation, making things right and stuff. But I just talk about them not to bash my mom. At this point I can go back and look at a lot of things she didn't tell me, or know anything, and finding out slowly but surely. She was adopted and everything, and God knows you don't know what happened during those times and all of that. So I mean, you just go down the line and you can just see, you sitting around and you looking at all these crazy things that be happening in your family. You got to know there's a story behind it. Ain't nobody just popping out of the closet and doing all of this crazy stuff for nothing. It came from somewhere. It's rooted from somewhere. It is like crazy. And that's one of the things for me is like, I'll be so interested in like digging into our family background because it's very very crazy. So um and sometimes it get very overwhelming to be going back and looking at all of that junk and hearing about it and hearing all of the different things that happen and everything. And it's just you surrounded by craziness. But do you got a choice? You don't get to pick where you get set at and where you don't. But looking at all things around me, I still think my mom did she did pretty good, but I still have to talk about the things that it doesn't take away that I want to talk about the things that weren't done right, because the things that weren't done right, it had a direct effect on my life and my kids' life, because whatever your parents teach you, that's usually what you go and do until you learn to do different, because you'll definitely implement those things that they did, and you have to work your way up out of it, knowing that it ain't the right thing. It's not the right thing to do. But it's like if you taught to go in there and pour milk, butter, and only a hard block of Kobe cheese in your macaroni and cheese, and that's the way you was taught to make macaroni and cheese, that's probably the way you're gonna make it the rest of your life. And so is the activities and stuff that go on in your house. You're learning and most likely repeating a lot of those things that were said. Shani, you have touched many, including me. I visit other channels and big content creators are sub to you. You are being used as a vessel of love. Nisi, I really appreciate you for that. Sometimes I feel like I be talking in vain, and just to hear one person say that something that I'm saying, like, help them move from one place to the other. And to me, it ain't the easiest thing. But let me tell you something about it. When I do come on here and do it, there's peace that surpasses all understanding, because there was one talk we had on here the other night, and I wasn't trying to submit to the conversation. I just wanted to come on here, say hi, and go ahead and get the hell on in my own business. But I couldn't get off of here until I let it go. And then when I let it go, it's like, yeah, it's like the weight, like the weight is lifted, and sometimes y'all already know how it is. I be coming on here, I have my struggles, and some days I just don't care what I let loose, and on other days I'm fighting to let loose something. But it be up and down, and y'all know these YouTube streets can be very, 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 very crazy, very crazy. And you probably can't even imagine um what could have happened. Back in the days, people didn't receive the necessary skills and help to raise children. Some clearly messed up. Absolutely. And I just imagine that too. And all of the laws and stuff that's in place for us now today, and our kids today, definitely was not in place like it was last time. And then too, I think about everybody who was violating me as a child and doing stuff to me. Mom, thinking about it, there's a lot of different reasons why I still give grace to her, because also she was young. I think she might have been 16, 17 when she had me, and she had two kids at the same time. And imagine she coming face to face with me, and that probably she had the same things had happened to her back in the days. The stories weren't told. I don't know what's up, but I just feel like 16, 17 years old and you having a baby, I don't know. And I make those assumptions because that's where I came from. Everything that happened to me when I was a kid allowed me to think that everything that happened like during the ages of um 12, 13, 14, 15 on up, everything that I was doing then was a direct impact of everything that had happened before. And I was just thinking, when those situations happened, they were all me and that my mama had to face. And the only time like she really took it on is when like it was a group of them. There was no man in sight. So yes, they were absolutely doing it by themselves. I feel you have a right to talk about your story because you are involved in it. But what them people say, this is your story. If you don't tell it, you won't stay. You won't stay bound. Yes, I would stay bound. And sometimes I look at those things. And I'm just like, it is what it is. And I try to. And some of those people, the same thing that I just came on here. That scripture done been whipped inside of them so long. It's like you're scared of it. I've ran into people that's so scared to say anything against their mom that they literally tell the opposite, or they tell a lie about what happened to them, it's like you're making up things about the way you were raised versus just telling the truth about it. And the one thing I've always had, since I've been on here, I always tell myself that um I can't go back and change what the truth is at all. I can't change it. But if I can use it to help somebody else get through whatever they going through, and to see it in a different light, then and it's helping to get me over the humps that I need to get over, and not stay bound up. You know, me myself, I look at it and I think my mom was smiling down on me and just saying, because shoot, she know what it is. And I think at a certain point, like, she wanted to say sorry to me. I held my mama hand while she was on her way out, in a moment that was not expected. So, and I have peace about that. Everybody can't go through those situations and then not have any peace about it. But there are also some people that I felt like they wasn't gonna help me like finish out my story and stuff like that. But it has been overwhelming that there's people that I'm asking like to fill in little parts of like stuff that I have questions about and everything. And y'all, by the grace of God, like the people I've been asking, the ones you think they gonna be secretive, they ain't finna tell you nothing. But I've been able to ask them questions and stuff, and like I've been getting answers. It ain't like no deep personal questions. There's questions like I want to know about myself, like what was going on at this time and stuff like that. And I've been able to get those questions because some people that they just don't want to, they feel like they're gonna make something worse than it was or something. I'm just like, you can't make anything worse than it was. What I'm doing is I'm searching for answers right now. I'm searching for clarity. And then on the way to it, it's like the more I get answers for it, the more I'm able to be it's like I already forgiven my mom, but like it's like the burden still keep getting lighter and lighter as I go. I'm serious. I always check out who the big content creators watch. I look at their channel lineups. Oh wow. Nisi, I don't know how to do all of that to find out all of that information. As you can see, my face is so big and close up on this screen. I ain't never did this. And it's a whole lot of stuff that I don't know. And all I know how to I heard somebody I read that somebody in here said earlier, just come on and be you. That's all I know. That's all I know how to do. At this moment in life, I done tried everything, all the other kinds of ways, and all I know how to do right now is be me. And that's why when we come on here at nighttime, we don't know what we coming on here to talk about. I just come on here and share with y'all what thoughts was in my mind, what I thought about today. And what I thought about today is I feel like the day that came along where I forgave myself for fighting back with my mom, because for years I have felt like when somebody drilling something in your head when you that young, telling you that you're going to hell for fighting back for yourself, you tend to believe it. So I don't, and I know I'm not the only one that was told that. But sometimes you put in situations that you don't have any choice but to defend yourself. And some of us that try to defend ourselves in those situations, we don't quite make it out. And y'all know what it is. But, I'm thankful that my situations weren't that way, but yet and still there were situations. So they were sick and it wasn't right. But most of those folks were scraping by. They were fighting a different war. I'm here for it. It's therapy for me in my situation. Thank you. You are very welcome, Lisa. And I answer questions to it. If anybody have, like, I talk about stuff and then I just Because I come on here, it's almost, this is for me, like when I have those moments like that, especially when y'all be hearing me getting ready, the tears getting ready to flow or whatever, I always know like that's therapeutic for me. I'm not no weak person. I know y'all done heard me cry. I came through the door crying, but hell, I done had a whole lot of time to be very, very mean. And a lot of my life, people, my adult life, people walk past me and say they ain't talk to me because I look like I'm too mean. But in my opinion, I don't look like I'm mean. But that's what a lot of people say. Girl, I ain't never talked to you because you look like you mean. But I come on here like in this kind of like my venting spot, or like my sharing spot of what's going on with the day and what helped me get through certain situations. And just like in general, sometimes like I'm in a place right now of mind your own business, you know, let people live how they want to live or whatever. And so when I mind my own business, then that means I come over here and sometimes I want to say something about the things that is happening in the background that nobody don't be knowing what be happening. So I come on here, and if y'all hear me come on and do a little click real quick, I'm just come on here. So if you follow me over here on the YouTube and you hear what I say, then that means you coming over here in my space, and this is why I said what I needed to say. So if you came on here and you heard me from real life, so over here saying something on here, then that means you follow me over here. I still was minding my own business. I came to my own room and I said what I needed to say. So I kind of see it like that. But stuff really be happening in real life, and I know people be like, "This girl, you be all over the place," and I absolutely do. That's the first thing I came over here. I was like, "Come on over here where life with Tashana." I say it all the time. Life is like a box of chocolate over here. You never know what you're gonna get, and it literally be like that. But most days over here, we be smiling and laughing, but we have some real serious talks and stuff over here. We're about growing over here. A lot of times you'll see us doing gardening, not your regular kind of gardener where we be going to the store and we be buying all them seeds. We be talking about how you grow the stuff what you buy from the grocery store. The stuff you already be done paying for, that you can turn it into, it'll still grow into the same food what you already went and buy. We talk about things like that. We talk about growth, point blank period growth. And so today I'll share it with y'all where I felt like I had my growth today, and more importantly, where I was able to forgive myself, where somebody had condemned me, not somebody, but several people had condemned me to hell for defending myself, in my opinion, uh, in a situation with my mama. Like I said, I have to remember, y'all. Let me write me a note right now to go and put this video in the description. First, I gotta learn how to do it. Put the video in the description so y'all know what's the name of the video. And I think it's called "I Didn't Do It." I didn't do it or something like that. But anyways, I'll find it for y'all and I'll put it in the description. But over here, child, some parents are spewing all kinds of lies. I'm a cry. Hey, Nisa, you know where I'm coming from. God told you I wasn't allowed to cry when I was a kid, and right now it's like when I'm sad about something, I hate for other people. I hate for other people to see me sad when I'm crying. I'm not comfortable with people consoling me when I'm crying. I just want to cry. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. No, none of that stuff. Because when I was little, you shut up and you stop all that crying. What you sitting over there crying for? When you get there right there, you learn how to suck it up and you don't. And it's like now, it's like, but when when on the other side of that, when you get angry, you don't got no problem with showing them tears, because you know what those tears mean. That's like, those tears be like boiling water when they coming out your eyes. They add fuel to the flame of what you already feeling when you angry. But I never had problem with angry tears. I've always had problems with tears of when I'm sad or something like that. Because you're not allowed to show that. So but y'all done seen both sides. Both sides of the street over here. But over here, like we ain't condemning nobody over here for no crime, because you can walk up in here on any given day, and like I said, life is like a box of chocolate over here. You never know what you're gonna get. But for the most part, we be I have conversations out in the garden. We be out in the garden a lot on my videos and everything, but we ain't necessarily always talking about the stuff that's in the garden. Yes, I do be showing the stuff in the garden, but in between, we be having conversations just like this in between. But for the most part, we, sometimes we just be out there quiet time, and I just be out there working in the garden, because that's like my therapeutic thing. And also I tie my garden together with whatever, like say like if you wanted to go to school or something, you wanted to go get in back into college, or you striving to get your next highest paying job or whatever, and say you needed something like to encourage you. So I use my garden for like encouragement for like wherever I'm trying to go. Like right now in my life, I'm trying to consider myself more than what I did, because most of my life I done gave up to all of my kids and other people's kids. I've raised 14 children. So when I use my garden as like an inspiration, or something that reminds me that this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is a representation of your growth. And that's how I let my growth that's happening in my real life is being manifested in my garden, if that makes sense. So in that way, we all go out in the garden and we talk about different things, what the garden do for you when you out there. You can go out there and leave all of your stress out there in the garden. If just keep on going out there. The amazement you feel of growing your own stuff. And again, I say you ain't got to go and buy no seeds. There's plenty of stuff. You can name me some fresh stuff you went to the grocery store and bought sometime this week, and I can tell you some of the things you can buy. If you got some beans in your cabinet, go out there and throw a couple of them black-eyed peas or them lima beans or pinto beans or something out there on the ground, and watch all of that stuff grow. You got some sweet potatoes you bring into your house, you can sit a piece of that sweet potato inside some water or something to make some sprouts grow on it, and you can plant the sprouts and you will have your own sweet potatoes. Nothing don't taste like your own stuff. You get your watermelon seeds, plant your own watermelon seeds. You ain't got to worry about these rubber watermelons they giving us in the store and stuff these days. Grow your own stuff. Grow your own stuff. So that's the kind of stuff we into over here. And yes, but over here we the high class gardeners. We don't play around with no bugs, no snakes, no worms, and that's in real life. Any people who resemble those type things, we don't mess with none of that kind of stuff over here. So if you that type of people, we got some of that BT spray that eat you up from the inside out, and then you just be frozen in place. Other than that, we got some people that'll pick you on right on up out of here like a moderator or something. But anyways, we are the high class gardeners over here, and that just means we don't play around with none of that stuff. But we make sure we growing something at every time of the year. And why don't you just get on out there and grow something too? Be that little kid that's running down the road with their lima bean plant done grew over the side of that plant. Once you get one of that going on right there, you'll forever want to stay in the garden. Gardening is contagious. I'm going over to the community garden your way later. Amen to that. Yeah, keep the garden growing. And everybody, there's a couple of people in here that do gardening and everything. My moderators are mostly all gardeners and everything too. They all do different things, grow all different kinds of things. Y'all check each other pages out. We got other people who have pages over here. You got Nisi the Budgetnista. She be going doing her little shopping thing and showing off the things that she got, and and showing that you don't have to go and spend an arm and a leg to go and buy you some nice things, and make it happen. Go over there and check her out, Miss Coffee, with her garden, in her buckets and everything that she's growing over there. Got her things going on. We got Growing with Hudson. She not over here right now in this moment, but she'll be all right. Hey, Sirius Bayless. So you're not in the B sector anymore. Sirius Bayless, I was over I'll go over there and I'll watch things in the beef sector, but I was never a part of the beef sector. Don't block me because you don't know me, moderator. Yeah, Sirius Bayless. I've been over in the beef sector. I watch things in the beef sector, but I'm not in the beef sector, if that makes sense. Thank you, Nisi. I need to upload. But life is definitely lifing right now for all of us, Miss Coffee. Absolutely, I understand. I'm good. Hey, Joshua, how you doing tonight? But you all, if that is it, and there are no more questions, we gonna get ready to get on up out of here. And if that is all, that is all, I guess. And yeah, nobody's blocking you. You ain't come in and say nothing wrong. So yeah, dude, it's peaceful. Yeah, dude, it's peaceful over here. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it is peaceful over here. We like it that way. We like it over this way, like that, peaceful. We like peace. All right, y'all. If that is all, then we gonna be out of here. Tell me about I thought I would be resting since retirement. Whew, I wish. Hey, Miss Parker. Hey, Miss Parker. Hey, I'm doing good. No, that's when you get more time. Uh mm-hmm. When you get more time. But all right, y'all, then we're gonna get ready to get on up out of here. And we shall see y'all sometime tomorrow. If nothing else comes up tonight, that is all for today. Y'all have an amazing night. See y'all next time.